So for me, I was a very young, motivated, and I wanted to do something in life, So my father had this consulting business. At 17, I, wanted to join him as an intern. So I joined as an intern with him and started my journey. At the age of 24, I was leading his business and I had a huge team reporting into me. Life had other plans. The tables turned and I was I was an employee in a company. It was one of our very big audit firms in Singapore called Loyap and Associates. It was a spin-off of Arthur Andersen's. So entire quality of, the working papers or the standards that they were following was, the best practices in the market. So that gave me a lot of experience and exposure. I brought that practices back into my father's firm as well, and benchmark and learnt a lot in terms of running a business more professionally, understanding how larger organizations operate and how they function. Around the same time, my husband got a very good opportunity to move to Qatar. So both of them, in that, I resigned from my job and I, prioritized my family, and I had my first child and we moved to Qatar. In Qatar, after I took a career break of a year, when my daughter was almost a year old, I went back to workforce. Within 2 weeks of, applying for jobs in Qatar, I got a job with one of the leading companies there, PKF International, and I started working with them. It was pretty straightforward, very smooth. I grew in that company. I worked there for 2 years and, I was growing very well as well. God had other plans as well. My husband got another good opportunity in UAE. And, and at that same time, I fell pregnant. This time, it was not planned, and I had my second child. So I thought, let me take another career break. And with my experience of getting jobs in Singapore and Qatar, I was very confident that UAE is such a huge market, the market is so dynamic, it wouldn't be a challenge for me to get a job at all. I moved to UAE, I moved to Abu Dhabi. I settled down my kids. My daughter was almost 9 months old, and I started looking for a job. But Carlton, when I started looking for a job here in UAE, it became very difficult. 2 months passed, 3 months passed, and I never even got a call for an interview. I started getting worried, why, what is happening? There's something that I'm not doing right, because how is that possible that I'm not even getting an interviews? But that time, I think about it now, taught me a lot of resilience. I taught me a lot of humility as well, and gave a very different perspective. I applied for roles, and I found, 2 interviews in the same week. And that's how, when I started, then I went for both the interviews. I cracked both the interviews. One was with a very large audit firm in the region, has been there for a very long time. And the other one was with a company that I eventually worked in Dubai, MBG Corporate Services. When I went for the interview, I had a first round of interview with both companies, with the managers. And the final round of interview, I had with one company who was, a senior manager, and the other company was with the chairman and the owner of the company. So I realized where a company, if the chairman and the owner of the company is investing time in terms of hiring a senior consultant, that person is very serious and driven about his business. So I joined MBG Corporate Services, and I joined as a senior consultant there. From a senior consultant, I became a partner in 5 years. But that was possible because the organization was extremely driven as well. So I grew with the organization. When I joined this organization, they were less than 40 people. And when I was leaving that organization after 5 years, there were more than 400 people working in that organization. So my entire journey, if I sum it up, it's so important in life that you need to be at the right place at the right time. So for me, in this entire journey, when I was leading my dad's firm, somewhere what I always felt, I became extremely arrogant. In consulting, it's a people's business. You need to lead people. See, when you are a business owner, you think very differently, especially when you are a business owner who's not worked with anybody else. So my first job was with my dad, So from day one, my perspective was of a business owner, and this is mine. I'm doing it. I own this. People need to listen to me, right? But then when I started working in multiple firms, I realized, and there's a huge shift in terms of understanding. So from a business owner, I became a leader. That was a very conscious decision, Carlton, that I had to undertake that journey to become a good leader. See, because whenever I went rock bottom, the reason I could rise up as a phoenix was because I had a lot of people who were supporting me.